Mae Stephens, welcome to the Juicebox Sessions.
Oh, thank you for having me.
How are you? How are the holidays treating you?
I'm doing great. Do you know, this is really cursed. I haven't put any Christmas decorations up yet.
I feel like time has been flying. So it doesn't even feel like Christmas and the holidays quite yet.
Honestly, this year has flown by. I'm still sat here going, how is it December? How have I not put my Christmas tree up yet? Last year it was up halfway through November.
Right.
But this year it's been so chaotic. I feel the same. It doesn't feel as much like Christmas.
I know. Are there any things that you really enjoy doing during the holidays or you look forward to, like traditions or like enjoying hot cocoa?
You know, we have a family tradition that's been running for years, and I think this is the first year we're actually not doing it. But every year we watch National Lampoons, the Griswold Family Christmas. That gets watched every year to the point where me and my brother know it like line for line. That's our biggest family tradition. But I'm looking forward to, I'm hosting Boxing Day. So I'm looking forward to making all the little charcuterie boards. And I love setting up a table and doing a massive charcuterie board. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Just seeing my family, really.
I think that's one of the best parts.
Yeah. I mean, when you're a kid, it's like, oh my God, how many presents am I going to get? Because every kid's like that, aren't they? It's Christmas, Santa comes. I'm just so excited to sit down with my family at the end of this year and just kind of go, okay, let's debrief on how weird this year has been.
Yes, 100%. Well, one thing that I am very thankful for this holiday season is your new single and new music, Done With You. Who can we thank for the inspiring this song? Or what can we thank?
What's really funny, so I wrote it with the amazing Billen Ted. It was a great session, but it really started as just like a song in a session, and then more came to relevance. Sorry, my cat has just decided to pop up on my desk. Not now, baby. But it started as a song in the session and then really gained relevance with a few of my friends recently. So the funny sort of side of it is, I mean, it's got a deeper meaning about going through the process of understanding that it's okay to cut someone off and that you're okay and valid to go, actually, I don't have to deal with this. And so a lot of it actually came from relations of me at school where I didn't have the nerve, let alone, the backbone to turn around and go, actually, we can't be friends. But the whole relationship side of it just hit relevance with a few of my friends and a couple of things that were going on in their life. And then it just became like the perfect release. I have not had so much fun recording a video, doing a song, just promoting this, because I feel like as well it's such a 180 from what I would usually do. I'm calling it my Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball moment.
I love it.
But it really does have that deeper meaning, and especially we're calling this era the curse of the empath, because as a kid I would take so much grief from my friends and then just go, oh, it's fine, they're going through a rough time, or oh, it's okay, I get it. People lash out when they're angry, but not really understanding the deeper side of, oh no, actually they're just a bad person, or they're just doing bad things and at your expense. And so it's also been a learning curve for me, now as well, and reminding myself that I don't have to tolerate it if it's not good for me, and I have the power as a fully grown adult, still can't believe that's a thing, to say no. My cat has just decided to come and ransack the interview.
I love it. Just like, hello, look at me.
Honestly, it's she gets the attention. But it's been a really fun release.
Yeah, I cannot stop listening to it. And I'm curious, as a fellow empath too, what was the process like for you to, how did you learn to set those boundaries and kind of build that for yourself?
I actually had a breaking point. There was a few that I can look back on in my life. One of them was definitely when I left school. I mean, for schools on our side, you get put in everyone's in the same uniform. There's no originality. You're not allowed to express yourself at all. And so you get stuck in this box of people and you just follow suit because it's the easiest thing to do. My first sort of biggest realization that I didn't have to tolerate anything like that was when I got to college, and I was able to pick my outfits every day, and I was able to leave at lunch and go and do it. And I didn't have to stick in this friend group because they weren't the only people around. And so I found some of my like absolute best mates now at college, and realized that actually there are good people. You were just stuck in the same group of friends. You couldn't get out because you couldn't leave school. And it was like a moment where you realize like you can customize your avatar, or you can customize your surroundings. I can customize the people I'm around. I can customize my influence. And I don't know whether that was like the frontal cortex turning on, that adult side of your brain that's like, actually, but that really set it into perspective for me. And then over the years of sort of being in the industry and also going through the industry, which is difficult, I've also learned to say no to people and to turn things down if I need to, or to just not be treated a certain way. And it's given me a backbone for the first time in my entire life. And then releasing this song was just like the icing on top of the cake. And there's also, it's kind of also a little dig to a few of the people I went to school with that were horrible to me, and I will never see them again. And I'm so pleased about that.
It's funny. My mom talks to me a lot about like when you're in school, you're like you said, you are confined to that group of people. But like as you become an adult, you can pick up all your toys from the sandbox and go to a different sandbox. Like
where was that lesson when we were like 10?
Yeah. No, it's true. And like you said, I'm so happy for you that it's just, that must feel so liberating to just be like, you know what? I'm done. Like on to the next thing. Yeah.
Honestly, it's such a sense of euphoria as well, because you're just like, wow, I can really do this. I can make these decisions. I can take these people out of my life. And I recently disconnected with quite a close friend of mine, and he, like, life now, I just feel so much better. I'm not dragging on these past memories, and all I think about when I talk to this friend is the past. And so it's like, let go of it. And I've gained this philosophy of like, if it doesn't make me happy, or it's not beneficial to who I am in a good way, I leave it behind and I cut it and I move forward. And it's been such an incredible mindset to have, especially in like a difficult part of my life. I recently lost my grandparents. It just in space of 2 months from each other. But yeah, it's so refreshing. And between all the grief, it's given me so much, just so much light.
Yeah.
Peace. Mental peace.
Yes. We can all use that.
Oh,
yes. And you mentioned earlier too that you worked with Billen Ted. Can you talk a little bit about how you got connected with them and what it was like to write this song with them?
Do you know what? The year was such a blur for that session. The memories I have from this session, they are such legends. Like two dudes who just know what they're doing. They have such an ear for it. And like the snippets that I do remember from this session was just like laughing or retelling stories. Or I remember doing vocals and us just like, we got this melody for the chorus and we were like, this is so good. And there was so much excitement around it. Because I think it was also one of the first songs that I wrote that was obviously in the more adult topics. It talks about drugs. It talks about the darker topics. And obviously I've gone from doing very happy, poppy funk to subjects like this. And I think it was a bit of a milestone, or I definitely deemed it in the session as a bit of a milestone in my career to move forward in my music, and how I'd say be smacked with the grow up card a little bit. But yeah, it was just such a fun session. And I do remember just getting on the tube on the way home and just like gleaming. I'd written this like big girl song, Yeah. But no, they are absolute legends. Like the kind of people that you could absolutely chat to for a long time.
That's awesome too, when you're going into a session where you might not know people and like you just hit it off, and that's always great.
I love a vibe. There's got to be a vibe in the session. You've got to pour your life out to someone, and your background and your story. It's so good when you're comfortable and like they get it. And obviously they've been in the industry for a while, and yeah, it's just a real refreshing session and a cracking song.
For real. And you were talking about this is kind of your entry into a new, like, mature era. Do you think was just like growing up, or was there something that you're like, I want to show that I can do something bigger?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really difficult one. I mean, I obviously all the songs I wrote when I was younger, because I was a ballad artist before I did If We Ever Broke Up. And those songs were about domestic abuse and the really dark sides of relationships. And it was because I had friends who were going through those situations. And so I started writing music as a way to show that it doesn't matter how old you are, the dark stuff still happens. And so I was familiar with like writing on that side, but never towards the other side of it, where you've got the more like frisky songs, or like you're talking about drugs, you're talking about one night stands, you're talking about, you know, these topics. And I was a very awkward child, like very awkward. So like I would sit and watch a movie with my parents. There would be someone who like a couple peck on camera, and my parents would turn to me and it absolutely threw me off my entire childhood. I was so awkward. like would go bright red at anything. Oh. And it was always almost a little thing of like, not necessarily facing my fear of it, but becoming more comfortable with it, because obviously as you get older, you want to write about those subjects. And so, yeah, it was a comfortability thing. And then, I don't know, something switched. Maybe it was, you know, getting a bit older, the frontal cortex going, or just general brain development. But I just went, we'll give it a crack. Let's try and get over this fear. And then lo and behold, I have written so many songs since then that just, I'm ready for this new era. I'm ready for it to be fun and to explore that side of it. And, you know, to also become comfortable with those topics. And yeah, here we are. I mean, Done With You, when we were getting it ready for release, there was a lot of anticipation. I was very anxious because I was like, okay, it's like taking the first step, you know, dipping your toes in the water. And I'm so glad I did it, because the next era is just going to keep getting more unhinged.
I'm so ready for it.
It's weird and wonderful. But yeah, no, I was a very awkward kid, like very awkward.
Relatable.
Like, honestly, you know, when you look to it, like, I don't know if you ever had these moments where you look back in your childhood and you're just like, okay, like you get that inner cringe.
Yeah, you think back at a moment, you're like, oh no, like I did that
selfie from 2016. Yeah, that was me and this entire situation. But obviously, again, you get slapped with the grow up card. You have to live, you have to learn, and you have to release a song about coke.
Yeah. Natural progression.
Oh yeah, no, normal.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit earlier about the music video. I have to ask you about like how that was like is amazing. How did that concept come to be? Like, how did you work with Willow to bring that to life? Can you share a little bit about the making of the music video?
I mean, Willow is just a character and a half. They are the most incredible person. And I remember them telling me about this video, and I was sat there like, how is this going to work? Like, originally, I think the horse was going to be a poodle, and like there was a few other changes. But then when they turned around and was like, yeah, we've got this person who can put a firework up there, and like it'll be really funny. And like, I just remember sat there going, okay, so it's not just dipping my toes in the water. I was gonna say, like, I'm going to throw myself straight in the lake.
Yeah.
And I obviously, again, you're going to be a little bit scared, but I kind of went, okay, screw it, let's do it. Cool, let's just do it. Let's give it a crack. And I trust Willow a lot. Obviously, Tiny Voice was an incredible video, and then we had this, and I'm also working with Willow again for another project, which is really exciting. I would love to know what goes on in their head, genuinely. But yeah, this video was incredibly fun to record, and I stood there and watched the whole process of this person like getting prepared, getting on the aerial. Like, that day was so chaotic. I have so many faint memories of that day because it was so busy, but I was just in such utter disbelief that we were doing a video like this. Like, there was glass, sand, and water everywhere the whole day. Like, the heels that I wore that day were destroyed. Yeah. But I also had I had two of my close friends on the set the whole day. So my friend Dara Kemish, she's an incredible actor. He's played my love interest before.
I was gonna ask, somebody in your comments was like, is that the same guy, bro? Like,
So yeah, there's a lot of speculation about that. People are like, is he your boyfriend? I'm like, no. So me, him, and then the girl that was sat next to me in the red dress, that's one of my best mates. Her name is Ella. We've been friends for a long time. But we all went to college together, and we were all theatre and acting students. And I remember I wanted to bring Dara in for Make Me Your Missus because I just had this incredible vision of him being this like cringy sort of Austin Powers-y kind of vibe. And then when it came to Done With You, I was like, I need another love interest. I'm super comfortable with Dara. I struggle when it comes to like, I haven't had like intimacy training in regards to acting. He has. And like, I came straight out of college and obviously worked to get into the industry. So I didn't have any of that training. So I was like, okay, I want to bring someone in who I'm really comfortable with, who I know is going to do a cracking job of this. And he is such a beautiful man. So I was like, we'll bring him in. And then having Ella with me as well. It was just the best day when you surround yourself with good people. And like me and Ella were sat there on that judging panel, and Barbs, the amazing Barbs, laughing. I mean, I have never laughed that much at a video, bringing like these incredibly weird, wacky and wonderful people on and trying to keep a straight face as well. I laugh at everything. I'm so immature. I'm happy and proud to say like I'm 22 with the immaturity level of a 7-year-old in a McDonald's. Like I will laugh at anything. But yeah, it was just such an incredible experience. And Willow had such a vision for it. And then seeing it all come together after the carnage of this incredible shoot, it was just such a proud moment for myself and my team, and also for Ella and Dara as well, to be, a part of this amazing video. The day it came out, I remember sat down with my friend and we watched it, and I hadn't told her what the video was or obviously anything to do with it. And I have a photo somewhere, but the look on her face when that chorus hits in, and she turned to me and she was like, did you really do that? Did you really get someone to put a firework in the bowl? I was like, yep. And so when I can't wait to look back on my career in like 10 years and go, and that was the best decision I ever made. Willow, I'm putting all the kudos to Willow and their team, because I still now am just so in shock of how good this video turned out. But also, again, jumping straight in the lake. It's like, you have to swim.
Yeah, I love your description of you sitting with your friend, because it's like a replay of what you said with you and your parents. Like someone kisses on screen, someone has a firework up there. Like
nobody tells you how hard it is, like, to sit there, especially when you've got like also a bodybuilder who's got like he's the most jacked dude ever, and you're sat there and your friend is in love with him and really trying not to show it. You're trying not to laugh because she's head over heels in love with him. Like it was just a whole situation. And I remember like getting back from that day, and me and my friend were sat on the bed and we were just going, how did we not break down? When did we not like wheezing between takes? Like it was just such a good day. Honestly, I'd love to relive that day just for the sake of watching their faces and watching the crew's faces, and carnage.
And you've shared a lot of the behind the scenes videos from it. Are there any, I know, obviously having your friends there and trying to keep a straight face, were there any other standout moments, or like, I'm never going to forget this?
We did a fruit crushing competition with the bodybuilder. And before the cameras even went on, we were checking like which ones were softest. I was going to throw the harder fruit to him. He obviously is going to do it with ease. It's like trying to find this like 6-day-old banana or something that was just going to make me look strong. And even the crew said when we went to the shop, we made sure we picked the softest and the hardest. So like you should have the softest ones we could find. Get to the video, I am like 2 hands trying to push it in. And it's like even the banana, the orange, nothing's crushing. I'm like, okay, I'm weak. That's it. I'm admitting this to myself. I'm weak. And then we got around to the watermelon and I was like, he's going to crush it in one go. And even he was struggling. And I was like, okay, so this is the end for me. And I put my whole weight on this watermelon, like genuinely gave it everything I had, and it just wasn't cracking. And so I looked at Willow. And I gave them this look of like, I'm going to do something. And Willow was like, what are you going to do? Like, it was giving me this look of, they were giving me this look of like, what are you going to do? Don't stray too far from the script. And I just kind of throw it on the floor. And then the next thing I know, there is watermelon on my dress, in my shoes, in his shoes, like halfway across this studio. And then Will, the bodybuilder, just kind of looks and goes, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just do that. And he throws his down. And then the next thing I know, there's watermelon like everywhere across the whole studio. And I kind of look at Willow like, I'm so sorry. This is the intrusive thoughts. We're going back to tiny voice here. Like, I just couldn't stop it. It happened. There was nothing in that moment that could stop me from doing that. And I feel really bad because I had to leave and like there was still watermelon everywhere. And so I ended up like sending a message being like, I'm so sorry about the watermelon. It just kind of happened. But it made the content. And even they said, you know, it made the content. It worked. But I feel like that's such a big memory because I still have that suit. That suit has been cleaned thoroughly. I still smell watermelon.
Well, at least it's watermelon. It could be like...
At least it's watermelon, yeah. But it's all I can smell now. And now every time I kind of think back to that shoot, I'm like, just a little hint of watermelon in the background.
Oh, I love it. You should do like special edition releases that have like watermelon scents or something, like scratch and sniff.
In scented vinyl.
Yes, yeah.
The backstory on the back.
Exactly.
Honestly, the content shoot for that was so good. Like, we had so much fun. And I obviously, like, you try not to be too serious with content. And we're like doing the most unserious video ever. So we honestly took a day to do some content and it was so funny. Like, especially having Will stood there, like giving his all in a shopping cart while like me and Bobs are pushing him around this like derelict studio. Just memories, you know, I can't wait to look back on my 20s and that will pop into my head. Pushing a bodybuilder around in an old shopping cart.
I love it. What a great way to enter a new era. Like just pushing him around in the shopping cart.
I'm living the dream.
Yes. Yeah. And you talked a little bit about the intrusive thoughts, which I can also relate to as someone with like ADHD and stuff. How have you, obviously that turned into such a great part of the music video with the watermelon. How have you taken your own ADHD and everything as something that like helps you with your creative process? Because I feel like it definitely like helps mine if I'm able to harness it in the right way.
I mean, I actually saw this on TikTok and it's the whole thing about naming the other side of your brain. So like I have myself and I have Sharon. Lord knows why I picked the name Sharon, but it's like shut up Sharon. But yeah, I named the other half of my brain Sharon. And so every time I have something that either isn't on course or an intrusive thought, or I can just shut up Sharon. And I actually do say this out loud and people think I'm crazy. I've said it on a train full of people before and then completely forgot that the train full of people have no idea who I'm talking to because I'm sat on my own. And I'm just like, yeah. So people think I'm crazy, but it really works because it separates that side of your brain and it allows me to shut it down instead of like going into a spiral of overthinking. You're like, why am I thinking like this? Oh, maybe I could take time. And then you just go off on one. And so it gives me that big red shutdown button to go, no, I need to crack on with this. And it's been the biggest help. I mean, that and I working with an industry coach as well. I work with a lady called Corry and she is incredible. And she's helped me understand and be at peace with that side of my brain and also help me understand the sort of past memories that come along with it and how so this side of my brain is deemed like a parent almost, like, you know, the responsible but also not responsible because it gives me intrusive thoughts side of my brain. But obviously then unleashing it for tiny voice was amazing because it's like the only analogy I can ever think of is trapping a chicken in a box and then releasing this chicken with loads of eggs. Weird analogies really coming out today.
I love it.
But honestly, I got to unleash the box for a campaign and it was so fun because it's the wild side of my brain. And obviously, as you become an adult and you get older, you're forced to close that box a little bit more. And I felt like a kid again. It was great. And then obviously doing fruit crushing competitions and like being able to do this weird, wonderful and wacky video and then like bringing it out in the content. I've really become at peace with my ADHD and my neurodivergence because it's part of me, but I also now know how to control it a bit more. And because obviously you know how debilitating it can be when you're trying to crack on with some work and it's like, oh, I want chips, I'm going to go make chips, and then you're out of service. But no, Sharon knows she's heard when she needs to be heard, but she's kept in the back, and I have that big red button just to tell her to bugger off for 20 minutes while I crack on with my work.
That's great.
I hope it helps people, because naming the other half of your brain is the best thing you can do.
I'm gonna have to take that. I'm gonna have to think of some good names.
You have to give it an annoying name.
Yeah.
You've got to give it. And I'm sorry if there's anyone who's watching or anyone who's called Sharon. I'm sorry. It's just the name. It's just the name. I've been apologizing for that all week.
Well, it's like here, I don't know if you guys have it too, but like I'd probably call mine Karen or something.
Oh, yeah. No, do you know what? I was really tempted. And then I was like, is that going to look more crazy if I say it out loud? But I settled with Sharon. I also think it's because Barb's on the video also kind of looked like Sharon Osbourne, because it was...
Yes.
Maybe there's a whole lot of things that go into it, but Sharon is Sharon, and Sharon stays at the back of my head for a reason.
Also, with the video, I noticed that it ended abruptly, like it gets cut off. Does that mean that there's a part 2, or is it just like, does the story continue?
Ooh, do you know what? You're the first person that's ever asked that. I mean, there was nothing in play, but I love Dara to pieces, and I think it's cool to bring him back. And obviously there's that speculation, and Dara will be back. So maybe the story does continue. Maybe there's a video where we have a picket fence, house and kids. You never know. Like, well, I'll figure, you know what? I'm going to take that really into consideration. We'll create a story with this. Yeah. And that's like our opening scene. I'm sure he'd love that. Dara is just such an angel. No, that's really interesting. I kind of knew people assumed things, but I mean, I'm definitely going to tell him, and he'll jump on the opportunity to come join another video.
I love it. Something to look forward to.
Oh,
and speaking of things to look forward to, you are going out on tour in March. What can fans expect from tour?
It's going to be crazy. I always envisioned my tour to be just like a big party, not for it to be like, you know, you've come to watch an artist. Like to engage with, I want to sing from the crowd, engage with the crowd. And also it's my first tour. So I'm like, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. You know, I want to hand make my own props and like do things myself as much as I can. And like, there's a bit of a big switch up, you know, there's a kind of a bit of a surprise going on. And I'm also doing the tour during my birthday as well, which is kind of exciting. So I'm going to have my birthday on one of my shows. They're going to bring out a cake. It's going to be great. But there's a lot of anticipation towards it. I'm still trying to figure out the loose ends and tie that side up. And obviously we're planning like different outfits, and we're going to do a bit of a like different outfit every night, maybe some color schemes. We're planning that now, but I think I'm in such a state of disbelief that I have a tour, because I've waited for this for so long and dreamed about being able to finally put on a show that is just all new music or just a big party. I'm just so in utter disbelief about it. Even seeing the posters come out a few weeks ago, you know, it's mind blowing to me. I'm sorry. It's like still such a
it's so exciting. I didn't realize it was your first tour. That is so exciting.
It's it's my first one. I feel like I'm like a kid ready for Christmas with this tour. Like, well, coming up to Christmas.
Yeah.
But no, I'm so excited. I'm like in my head, I'm like planning every outfit. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this prop and I'm going to do this on stage. And I just really, really excitable things. I'm just trying to think about a phrase. Every time somebody brings up the tour to me, I get like, I'm really excited for it and I can't speak. I'm so excited. I'm so happy with the tour posters. It's going to be a surprise aesthetic. But I've also got people who have been messaging me and asking for so long about when I'm going to do a live show because I haven't been on the festival circuit for a while. And it's like, now's the final moment to also push some of the new music and the new May era. And there's some songs in that set that I've been waiting to play live for a long time. And some of these songs have never seen the light of day. They've been written, they've been banked, and they've been waiting. And yeah, it's going to be a complete shock to the audience, and hopefully a good shock.
I'm sure. What are you? I'm sure that's going to be so exciting to be able to see people's faces react in the same way that like your friend reacted to the music video and different things. Like, what in doing the festival circuits previously, what is that experience like to have somebody singing the words back to you, knowing your music and knowing like where you came from? Like but when you first got started, you were working at a grocery store, and now like you're about to go out on your first tour. Like, how exciting is that?
I don't think as an artist for the rest of my life I will ever get over that feeling. You like spending 10 years working towards that feeling, and then hearing, you know, people who love my music and have said my music has healed them or helped them. It's a feeling you can never explain. It's just like the only way I could potentially describe it is like a ball of happiness that sits directly in the center of your body. Like it's such a comforting, beautiful feeling to know that I've helped people with my music, and that there are people that resonate with it. Or like, take If We Ever Broke Up, the amount of people I had contact me and say, I broke up with a really toxic partner because of this. I got myself out of this situation, or I just knew that this situation wasn't good for me. And that to me is the reason I became an artist. You know, I became an artist because I wanted to help people. I wanted to write about those situations that maybe there's not a song for, or be the artist I wanted to have or to look up to as a kid. And then, but that there's nowhere I'm more comfortable than on a stage, because I'm directly connecting with my fans. I'm able to sing directly to my fans. And there's one girl in particular who's followed me since the very beginning of this entire journey with If We Ever Broke Up. And she has become less of a fan and more like a little sister to me. She was like a spitting image of me mentally when I was about 15, 16. And I just kind of wanted to look after her. And she's coming to quite a few of my shows. She's already sent me a message saying I'm going to try and make it to every single one. But
wow.
There's a point where I'm also just so excited to see her again, and for her to come and see a show, because again, she has also been begging me for months and months and months and months to do a show. And so it's also just going to be so exciting to reconnect again and to do my little routine. And like, we're doing some choreography, and like I can't dance. I'm about as flexible as a house brick. So it's going to be interesting to like get into a bit more stage performance, but I want to give the fans one hell of a show, and also show them that I was a theatre student before, and there's some really exciting stuff that I'm planning in this set. And yeah, I'm just so excited to reconnect and to see everyone, and to throw some merch into the crowd and give people t-shirts and bins. And it's so exciting. So
exciting. Well, I hope that you also continue on and make a tour into the US, please.
I would die to.
I would love for you to come here.
Honestly, that's on the bucket list. Honestly, top priority. I would kill to do a tour in the US. So we're going to cross fingers for that, and I'm going to keep them crossed.
Me too. I'm crossing them for you.
I'd love to. That would be the best few months. I'll end up daydreaming. Sharon will go off on one. But no, I will try and make that a possibility as hard as I can.
Love it. And how can people stay connected with you, follow along to see what you're up to next?
I am on almost every platform under the sun. I am actually doing a bit of a content reset on social media. We're kind of getting some new stuff out. You can follow me on almost everything, just under my name, Mae Stephens _. And I'm going to be teasing some new music soon and getting ready for a brand new campaign, which is super excited. And I guess a little clue, it's all associated with one color. It's going to be a monochrome campaign, which is super excited. It's more laid back. It's going to be a little bit more on the heartthrobby topics. But yeah, you can follow me on everything. I hope you like my content. And yeah, keep an eye out for this next music video. I am actually recording this week. So there'll be some behind the scenes stuff out. Keep an eye on my stories as well, I guess, if you're watching. But yeah, you can follow me on everything.
I love it.
Give me a follow.
Yeah. And to end things off, little fun question.
Oh.
What is something that you are done with as you're going into 2026?
I can't think of the word of it or the word for it, but you know when you make those really sly digs, or like, I don't know, someone will go, oh, your eyebrows look lovely, but like you just haven't got that part. Those sly digs, I am so out for it. I'm at this point where like somebody says that, I'm just gonna call you out.
Yeah.
There's no room to be horrible. You know, being nice and being pleasant doesn't cost anything. I think that and Birkenstocks.
Yeah. Yeah, the backhanded compliments and the Birkenstocks. Out. I
can't. I literally, you know, I deeply offended someone the other day with it, and I apologize. I hate those shoes. I'm done with backhanded compliments. Yeah, and Birkenstocks. I'm gonna get so much hate for that.
They're one of those things. They're like super comfortable, people say, but I just can't. I don't know, with the socks. No.
I also I can't bear the fact that as you wear them down, they just look gross. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine like you're in a studio or you're in a session and you just kind of slip your shoes off and there's like the brown imprints of your I don't know. They just give me the ick.
Yeah.
Sorry, Birkenstock. No. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, Mae, thank you so much for chatting with me, and everyone go stream Done With You.
Woo! Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
It's so fun.